Hi friends, it's Natasha from the Cozy Cushion, your spiritual life coach and mentor that likes to drop by every Ruby Tuesday to say hello and talk about some things that are on my mind lately. So today I thought it would be great to do this Ruby Tuesday from my living room. This is where I keep some of my magical tools, which today I've lit a crystal grid that I've had on the go for a few weeks now. But today specifically, I lit this crystal grid here. I'll move my beautiful cup of coffee I grabbed before I decided to do this video. This crystal grid is for my rooster. Some of you may know that I have a little tiny farm here and I farm eggs. So I have a flock of chickens, one duck, and a rooster. And my rooster Willow was born here on the farm from an egg that was given to me by my sister, and Willow's been quite sick and it's not looking good. So today I thought I've done absolutely everything I can do for him. So the last thing that I can do is work my magic. And as some of you know, I do crystal grids and I love crystals and I love magic and I love candles. And I believe that prayers can heal the world and prayers can connect us with our loved ones in a very deep way, especially if our faith, which I have a very strong spiritual faith in the universe. And so today I added a few extra crystals. So one of them is back here. It is a huge rose quartz spear for Willow's healing, as well as my ruby, which is up in the corner there, and some other rose quartz hearts, some super 7, amethyst, and dragonstone, as well as some others. So if you would like to say a kind thought in your heart for the healing of my rooster Willow, that would be appreciated. Otherwise, I'm here to talk about other things on my mind, and I've been thinking about different approaches for my YouTube channel and to connect, engage with you guys on different levels for different reasons. And one thing I've noticed in my work as an intuitive empath, I very easily, when you're an empath, you read the energy of the world and those around you. And sometimes those things can weigh heavily. Today's a rainy day here in Nova Scotia, and I find the energy really, really, really heavy. So each week for Ruby Tuesday, I write down notes. And sometimes I come into Ruby Tuesday with just an outline. Sometimes I just come in willy-nilly, no anything. I just come in and talk about something that's on my mind. But this week, I thought it was important to write some things down that were on my mind. One thing I've noticed in my work is that it's hard to find a best friend. And part of being a spiritual mentor, I really want, and as a coach as well, one of my favorite things about being me in my line of work is I have an opportunity to be a best friend every meeting that I have. I have an opportunity to connect with people on a spiritual level that is hard to find just out on a regular basis. And some of the guidance that I've been given by myself and what I could do to benefit the people on my channel that watch is when I'm inspired to write some of those things down. So they give my videos a title, but they also give me an opportunity as a speaker to speak what's really on my heart and put some context to it. So this week, what has been on my heart is we don't always have a mom to call. that's been very heavy on my heart because I've lost my mom and I lost a few of my good friends. And one of the things that I really love to have in life is somebody that I can reach out to and to talk to about anything with no judgment. And there's a lot of other people out there that don't have their moms or dads or best friend because they've lost them somewhere throughout their life path. And some of them have never had that. So one of the ways I want to focus on my channel and being a coach and a mentor is to step in for those roles to connect with you through the Akashic Records and through everyday conversations of questions and information that I share. To be, this one in particular is advice from a 49-year-old grandmother, because that's what I am. And I just want to share some things that took me a very long time to learn, but have been very helpful in me living a peaceful life, especially when it comes to my empathy, my intuition, my anxiety, and my depression. And for me, those four things are very closely connected. So when I'm grounded, which I am trying my best to do today, I've learned some tips and tools when I'm not grounded that can really help give me balance and help me self-regulate my emotions. And that really helps me move differently through life and helps me to be less reactive, less in emotional pain, and honestly more happy and more joyful, even at times where I feel things are tough. Like today's a tough day for me. When my animals are sick, it's really hard. I want to do everything I can to help them, and I can't help Willow. And there's times in our lives, all of us, that we're sitting in situations where we can't help our loved ones. So what I do in those situations is I take good care of myself. I self-nurture. I do rituals and habits like light my crystal grid in this special corner. So there's 8 candles here today that represent infinity, to infinity and beyond, because I love my animals with no expectations. And I'm thankful for every moment that they've given me with them. So this is kind of an appreciation of the opportunity to farm because I love it so much, as well as the love that I have for Willow. And as an intuitive empath, I'm also a healer, a spiritual healer. That's why I do readings. To me, that's my sacred medicine that I offer you guys, my subscribers who watch me. I offer readings. That's, what I do. That's, and one of the ways that I like to help. So I'm just going to ring this bell before I read the information. This is a bell it's a very special bell. My best friend Ruby had given to me when she was alive. Ruby had a bell at her house, and this is a bell she gave me that she kept for many, many years. So it holds all her energy. And me and Ruby had a belief system and a faith that when we ring this bell, I recommend that everybody get a bell they can ring. When we ring this bell, it calls our angels in, and it lets them know that we need their comfort and their love and their support. Every time I light a candle grid, I ring a bell before I light it, and I ring a bell afterwards while it's lit. And when it blows out at the end of the day, these are 8-hour candles, so I'll let this one go for a while because of the energy. I want to keep the energy really high today for all of us. Some really beautiful healing energies that I want people to feel even through this video that I'm doing with you today, and share my magic and my love and my healing and my desire to help the world in any way I can. So with these, I'm actually going to read them because I wrote them down. I feel it's going to be the quickest way. So this, sorry I was interrupted. So I'm back, and this is my crystal grid that I hope you all can feel the unconditional love that I pour into my magic, especially when it comes to my healing magic. I enjoy it the most. So today I wrote down some things, some life tips as a 49-year-old grandmother and 49-year-old mother, sister, daughter, and human being, of some tips that have really helped me find peace in my life and that have made my spiritual life a lot easier. So the first thing I wrote down was to learn your independent value. And what I mean by that is oftentimes when we're young, we get jobs and we attach a lot of our meaning of our life to those jobs, as well as our personality and who we are if we're working for someone else. And some of us have worked for the same companies for a lot of years. And one of the things that I've learned about myself when I was young as a single mom, one of my greatest life skills that I've cultivated is my independent nature and my independent value. So in my life at 49, my value and worth in life, the standard that is set, is for me and my highest good. It's not set by others, not within my job, my friends, my family, my loved ones. My value is very independent of all those moving parts. And that's really made a difference in my life, and especially my self-esteem, that I know that I can be very self-reliant if necessary. I've cultivated the skills, for instance, when I was an addict and my life was out of control, I took it upon myself to be responsible to learn the education that would help me in a life of recovery, and I did it independently. Mostly because when I reached out, a lot of the resources I rejected, I wasn't ready for, and they were not specifically suited or designed to help me. So I independently made my own map for recovery. When I became a teenage mom, I made my own map for motherhood. It was independent from a lot of other things. So that was the first thing. The second thing that I wanted to discuss today was love without expectation. This one is super, super hard, especially for an intuitive empath. Loving someone as they are will be the greatest gift and the greatest challenge any of us will ever have. So what I mean by love without expectation, this is very good for all of our relationships, but we can't expect things from other people. We can't expect that their hearts are the same as ours. We cannot expect that people can read our minds and know what we want and desire from life. We can't expect someone to change their habits because we're uncomfortable with it. We can't expect somebody to get healthy when they're unwell and want to do so. I learned a long time ago as a healer, it's not my responsibility to heal people. It's my responsibility to hold light and sacred space for those who reach out to me and ask for assistance in healing themselves. So, love without expectation. Don't place expectations on anybody or anything. it's another great strength, a spiritual strength especially, to be very self-reliant. The next thing I wrote down, the people you need in your life will show up. They just show up. Love never needs to be coerced, chased, fixed, or healed. And let me tell you, if any of my friends are watching this video and they know me, they know how many times I've learned this lesson over and over and over again. My experience has been, when I let go of the expectations of the people that I love, the expectations of how they serve me and when, so on and so forth, and I just allow the universe to take care of me, when the time comes, the right people just show up. And oftentimes they're people we never thought of. They're people we don't know, and they can be some of our greatest teachers and healers. And sometimes they're the people that love us the most unconditionally. So they're great to have in your life. So if you have to work really hard at your friendship or your relationship, you might need to reduce the expectations of the other person. You need to stop waiting for them to change. And you need to focus on you. And I find that helpful, very helpful. The next thing is your physical body needs to depend on you. I used to take this for granted, especially in my teenage years and even through my 20s. I thought my body would last forever. And when I turned 40, I quickly realized that it does not last forever. This is the only physical body that I will have in this time and space, and I need to depend on it. I need to treat it well. Treat it poorly and it will fail. I know there's other circumstances that can contribute to this, but if you love yourself and treat yourself well, especially your physical body and what you add to it, if you take care of it, it will take care of you. You are your greatest healer every single time. As a healer, that's my responsibility, my message for you, is you are your greatest healer. You're your greatest nurse, your greatest best friend. It's all you. It's all within you. You're your greatest healer, teacher, lover. So love your physical body and treat it well. The journey will be smoother. Health is wealth, and happiness is an exercise. So you just don't automatically get happy. We need to pursue happiness by looking at what we need in life and making sure we seek that out, and we're protecting our peace. The next thing I wrote down is life is always changing. Once again, as a Pisces, do not handle this one well. Another reason I make these crystal grids is they really help me balance the energy of all the things. Like, I can't change that Willow's sick right now. So life is always changing, especially farm life. Learn to go with the flow. Soothe yourself, self-regulate, and depend on you. Life is something we create, not endure. So if you're in pain, if you're sad, and you're suffering, create ways to get happy, to find joy, to get back to you. We're not meant to endure and suffer. We are meant to find our way out and hold light. That's why I hold light and sacred space for people. As a spiritual life coach and mentor, that's exactly what I do. I hold light and I hold sacred space so that when life is changing, you can go with the flow, you can soothe yourself, you can self-regulate, you can depend on yourself, and you can always reach out to me for support. The last thing, or one more thing, is when I worked at Curves for Women, I really was blessed to have the most fantastic teachers in the world. Zig Ziglar was the motivational speaker for Curves International. I've listened to his CDs over and over and over again, and I became Zig Ziglar's biggest fan. Maybe his smallest fan, I'm not sure. I'm only 5'3". Mindset, and this is one thing Zig used to always say, mindset is everything. A positive attitude and genuine personality will serve you very well. Although not all people have a heart like you, so never trust anyone and be brave enough to learn the difference. This is a valuable skill. The greatest technology is the human body. Don't let your device override that. Those are my tips for this Ruby Tuesday, friends. Thank you for stopping by and enjoying a cup of love with me. Enjoying the light of my crystal grid. It's so beautiful to sit by these candle lights and breathe. I'll do some breathing exercises later on to help keep me grounded. And I encourage you and challenge you to do so. Always take a moment and help the body help itself, and breathe deeply, fully, and completely, all the way in, into the back of the brain, down through the back of the body, deep into the belly, and all the way out. All the air that we've got, all that stale air from stuffing shit down all the time. When we consciously breathe, we change our energy, and we change so many great things about our bodies. Sorry I was interrupted again. Someday, I swear, I may edit these videos, but for the time being, I do not. So, back to our breath. I hope you take a moment today to sit down. Put your shoulders down and back, your chin up. Relax your eyes, your mind for a moment, and breathe deeply all the way in, all the way out. "15 to 20 times. And just breathe consciously. When we do that, it changes our physiology. It helps our bodies digest our food. It helps us sleep at night. It helps our lungs expand. It gives our heart more oxygen and lowers our blood pressure. So breathing is one of the best exercises we can ever do. It sounds redundant and silly because the body breathes on its own, but it doesn't breathe deep enough. As a matter of fact, the more stressed we are, the more shallow we breathe. That means our diaphragm's not getting a workout. We're not releasing energy that we're balling up inside of us because we're sedentary beings, more so now than ever. So we need to get up, stand up. We need to shake our legs. We need to go for a walk. We need to breathe and drink our water, mind our own business, lower our expectations of other people, and expect more from ourselves. Because my message today is, I'm so grateful to be a grandmother. And my intention is to be here for a long, long time to do YouTube videos for everyone that enjoys them, because they also help me reach out to you guys So every time I have an opportunity to coach somebody or talk about something like angels or demons or witchcraft or anything spiritual with you guys, it really makes my life purpose feel so good. And that means the world to me. And that's what the Cozy Cushion is all about. It's us sharing our ideas of spirituality openly with each other and really creating spiritual strength within each other and for each other, because we can't always be strong, and it's always good to have someone to rely on. So as I leave here today, I want to remind you that I love you and thank you so much for watching my content. Please leave a comment below if you like this video. Maybe even share what you liked about it as well. If you're interested in crystal grids or coaching or mentorship, or if you ever have a spiritual question of any kind, you can reach out to me on my Facebook page, The Cozy Cushion, my YouTube channel, right here down below. Leave me a comment. I will answer, as well as Natasha Greeno on Instagram. So have a great day, folks. You are loved by me. Take good care of yourself, because nobody's going to do it for you, friends. Your best bet is always on you. Don't gamble. You're always your best bet. Take care and stay bright.